But here we go. FlyQuest Punk versus KuaiShou Gaming Xiao Hai.
Damn, son. This is a lore-studded matchup if you guys have been following along, but just in case you haven't, tensions have been high for these two players since last season.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've made amends. They might be friends now.
Have they made amends?
But it's been pretty civil between the two. I don't know if Xiaohai is going to go back to that well and stir up some ruckus again.
I mean, look, we saw how Xiao Hai played Punk the last time they ran across each other. It was looking real dominant on the side of Xiao Hai. And even after that interview, when he was talking to Rob, he was like, no, man, like they're obviously worried about each other, right? They know that they might have to face each other again, especially being respective captains on these teams. But they got a little personal beef, and we know how that works. You might not run into them into a singles bracket. You might not ever run into them again. But when your team is depending on you, the win counts triple. You know what I'm saying?
It feels that way. It feels that way. Getting that emotional high throughout the phases is such an important deal. However, it didn't feel like that was the case for KSG.
Yeah.
They actually went through and 40-bombed FlyQuest on their final run back. That is insane to think about.
I mean, look, we were talking about how many 40-point games we saw at the first phase and the second phase. But in that second phase, you start to be like, wait a minute, that's Punk the God. You got a 40-point on the whole in the second part of the season. That should tell you how these guys are playing and how much better they're playing going into something like the playoffs where we know what's on the line.
And we talked about it too with Punk the God, actually, where we had that initial interview off the first day of phase 2 between him and Rob TV. He's like, you know what? I kind of don't like the break. I kind of want to run it straight because if you think about it, you give them so much more time to prepare and fix all their losses. And guess what? KSG coming in from literally last place.
Literally last place. They were in. It was looking rocky for them for quite some time.
At one point, they were second place throughout the season.
I mean, and the thing is, though, when you look at this team on paper compared to all the other teams, this is definitely one of the biggest and hardest teams to beat on paper, no matter what league they play in.
They were in last place in the first half.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's just a testament. And whether it be the preparation, them shifting into that more serious gameplay style, which I will say goes to Xiao Hai and BX Bao, because he came in and he's like, you know what, I got to shave. It's going to affect my gameplay. I got to get the beard off my face. That's what I'm going to do. And it worked out. I mean, it worked out, and it got this team back into a spot where they're now in the playoffs, and now they have an opportunity to knock FlyQuest out of this bad boy. So,
if you knew cutting your hair would give you more power, would you do it, Steve?
No. I've done it once. I'm never doing it again,
but
bro.
But it didn't give you power back then. But if it did it now, if you knew, it was like, damn, like some genie came up to you. He's like, I can't grant you wishes, Steve. However, I can make you an ultimate gaming god, but you have to shave your head.
I can't do it. Yipes told me I can't cut my hair no more. I got to listen to my bro. I ain't going to cut it, bro.
Yipes over the genie. I like that.
I'm just saying, bro. Genies are evil anyway. You don't know the lore, bro. They're actually evil. Don't listen to the genies. I'm telling you. Don't believe Aladdin. They're bad. But here we go.
Aladdin's not the genie.
Xiao Hai.
But Xiao Hai might be. He might be the bad man.
He might be the bad man. I don't like that smirk. I don't like that smirk, bro. Xiao Hai came up on the last day of SFL, and my man looked so prepared. He looked like he was coming in for the first day of work, and he knew exactly what he needed to do.
Kind of demonic. He's got a different demeanor with his entire team. They had actually talked about it a little bit earlier, right? He's not doing demon training anymore. He is just focused on one target, and that is FlyQuest. He was taking it team by team. I don't know what they have in store for 2G. I don't know if we ever get that interview. I hope we get interviews on both ends, but because of the unpredictability off of the first round, we don't know who's going to face off against 2G. So we're pretty much flying at the seat of our pants in regards to this matchup itself.
I think that's the hard part about once you get to the playoffs here for SFL. Because depending on where you are, that's why placement is so important. If you're at that last spot, you got to prep for every team anyway. But when you're in that last spot, you got to fight them all. So you know you really have to do some homework to make it stand out. Xiao Hai already said he's in the lab to do it anyway. And you know Bandits is waiting in the wings with their preparation already set in stone. And 2Game have been looking great in the second half of the season too. So what do you do?
I haven't been able to talk to anybody from the Bandits camp. I saw Mena RD for like a split second. I turned around, looked again, he was gone. These guys are in the hyperbolic time chamber waiting to bring the destruction of Earth.
Well, those guys are going to be waiting in grand finals. We got to see if one of these two teams is actually going to make it back there. But we still got plenty of games to play when it comes to the SFL finals. I really want to know what the option is going in. I want to know what Xiao Hai brings different to the table. Right. And I also, more importantly, want to know what Punk brings different to the table. Because I feel like right now, it's in Xiao Hai's favor.
I would slightly agree with that. I think he's had a much better game plan. We've talked about this numerous times after the show had ended the previous day. Xiao Hai is really playing close to his chest. If he's really trying to test whatever Punk has in store, We know one of Punk's strongest attributes is being able to whiff punish
Yes.
anything under the sun. And it's been proven multiple times over, multiple seasons over. Anytime he gives any sort of reaction or is trying to test the reactions to Punk the God, he'll do it with a jab. He'll do it with a light kick. He won't throw anything out that's meaningless. He'll make sure that every button lands and is important enough to link into damage.
I mean, and if we just talk about Punk, man, look, I already said that Punk is definitely one of the best out there, but also you can't sleep on his preparation either. He finds one thing, and let's just say you don't know about it. You're like, I didn't know I was doing that. Punk is going to take it and run it into the ground. And if he gets momentum, I don't care what player you are, his footsies is so strong, if you get knocked down, you might just drop the controller and say, I'm over it. Because he has that kind of momentum.
Well, seeing right now, I feel like it's almost near equal footing.
Yeah.
If we were to take it all, if we were to put it all on a numbers game, right? Punk the God took down Xiao Hai 3-1 in that first interaction. Not as strong, not as prepared from the side of KSG. Second half, however, looking immaculate.
Yep.
Xiao Hai took it right back to him, 3-1 as well.
Oh, so yeah, no, it is even then. I thought they met up again, and within the matchups were in their favor. But I guess we're about to settle it right now. After this one, I feel like this is so pivotal because these are your captains playing. These are your leaders playing. So it's really going to set the mood. It's going to set the tone for what happens on the rest of this team battle. As they get locked in, it's going to be Xiao Hai versus Punk. KuaiShou versus FlyQuest. Let's go.
And you can see, very meticulous when it comes to the walk forward from Punk. Xiao Hai, he's trying to look for something or at least get enough space to safely throw these fans and initiate. And if any normal comes out of Xiao Hai, it has to connect.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And, of course, you got to know this is round 3, so they're definitely fighting a little harder. Nice OD challenge. Stand roundhouse. This is what I was talking about, controlling the ground game. Looking for a whiff.
Ooh, and he does get one. That was a counter hit, though. A little bit shallow. Xiao Hai ready for the come down off with a dive kick.
Checking him with the jab, catching him with the low forward. Back to the corner you go. Look at that drive bar on the side of Punk, though. Big jump in with the roundhouse. He's changing up his options. This is exactly what I'm talking about. A snowball is coming. An avalanche even if he takes this round. And the low forward again. Punk gonna take first blood, first round. And this is exactly what I was talking about.
The crowd erupting as soon as that round is finished for Punk. Xiao Hai a lot more heavy with the fireballs. That's why Punk, moving on in, does block it, gets the punish counter, knocking on the door a little bit. I love the way he stuffed out that normal with the preemptive standing medium punch. He was committed after those 3 lights.
And he actually staggered just a little bit on that one jab, waited the last second for the medium punch, and now the back throw. Punk in control in this first game. Another throw. The next interaction could be the first game for FlyQuest. No, no, no. And just to let you know, a level 3 on the side of Punk. Give yourself a little extra time to think, make him look at it, dwell on the fact that you spent the level 3. Yeah, that's right.
You were pointing at the screen, yo, look at him.
Look at him, look at him. He's thinking about it.
Excellent start for Punk the God. Xiao Hai testing the ranges, testing the waters a little bit. He is going to go to character select, readjust his thoughts and strategies. Again, primarily, it was a little bit of a slow start. That first round, as we had mentioned, testing out where Punk wants to dwell at, whether or not he gets the green light to throw the fans, he'll pursue that. Punk immediately sniffing that strategy out. What happened in the second round? He walked up within the right ranges, blocked one, went for a punish counter. It was all downhill from there.
And Punk is really making sure that he's getting around a bunch of these normals. Ducks under the Riembu, and now he's got the corner positioning again.
We're not going to get too much harassment. After that crouching heavy, it's not going to be his turn to pursue.
Oof.
Check with the roundhouse, though. I like that.
And look at this, playing a little closer so he can deal with the fans. Gets over it again. Control for Punk. Backs up a little bit. Spins some drive meter just so he can keep the position.
And a stagger on the lights. He got a counter hit. Now it's 3. Again, the drive reversal. Xiao Hai cannot breathe. My man has been suffocated in the corner, whether it's normals, whether it's drive reversal. Either way, Punk looking at a very, very convincing second game.
Oh, the perfect parry. Punk looking sharp. We talked about the preparation that's on the line. Punk said we just need to get here, and he is looking good in this my matchup.
Doesn't matter where you place us, as long as we make it to the playoffs, he is playing with that mentality, Steve.
Oh, wow, trade. Tried to get a roundhouse in there, actually catch the second hit of the fan, and now Xiao Hai has got an opportunity. Even though he is in burnout, he's working on 3 bars. DI, oh, wow.
Does connect, so does the roundhouse. Xiaohai builds it up, back to green. His drive gauge is there. He's ready for the interception. Airborne. A fully stocked Xiaohai can be rather dangerous for a single hit conversion. It's a drive rush. And what did we just say? Just like that. Doesn't even need to go into anything else but the uppercut ender. A round on the board for Xiaohai. Now fully stocked at 3 bars apiece. Same with Punk though. A single hit can be dangerous. You can't throw the fans willy-nilly, but Xiaohai still managed to do so.
You can tell he's still playing it. And I feel like that's one of our strongest tools, right? You're going to not stop using the fans. You're just going to be a lot more careful when you throw them. This could be a changing of the tides right now for Xiaohai. He's playing a lot slower, and when the games go fast versus Cammy, you're probably losing. Oh, low forward.
Still, interception.
Oh, no anti-air this time.
Nothing. No uppercut against a potential dive kick, just to jump in general. Punk, no, actually, Xiaohai is the one creating some space for himself. He doesn't want to get cornered. He doesn't want to get back thrown. He wants to play it out with the normals intact. Level 3, hella damage incoming. You might be reduced to throw range of damage.
Oh, he can take 2. Oh, not even going to level 3 out of the corner. Punk willing to spend it all. He says, I can close it out with a little bit of drive. It starts now. What's the option? What's for breakfast?
Needy spiral arrow. Was not his time to play yet. It was going to be Xiaohai pressing the buttons. A little bit of disappointment on the side of Punk's face on that one.
The turnaround is happening. You see the team talking to Punk.
I was thinking to myself, would that be meaty enough to actually press a button?
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, I mean, my first idea was no. But as you can see, Xiaohai calls it out.
It was either that or Punk maybe delayed a button, perhaps to catch something from Xiaohai. But I can't check the frame data from here. I don't even know. It's difficult to call from here. But Xiaohai does get the conversion off of the fan, follow up.
Trying to fight back, gets the throw, but it didn't work out. Punk's back to the wall. First round means pretty low on the meter. Finds another confirm, spins the one he gets. He wants the powered up fans.
Oos.
Oh.
A ton of counter hits going up against the side of Punk. More than enough damage. On the board again. First round striking for Xiaohai in game 3. Ooh, great block on the overhead.
And it's a small lead, but a lead nonetheless. Xiaohai.
What do you do about this, Punk? How do you inch your way forward?
Taking his time to try to get in. Oh, tried to swing a little too early. The throw is going to get you in trouble. Those fans, once again, are in play. Drive rush to close out the distance, and now you're in the corner. Big damage is ahead of you, and this next interaction could be curtains. If you do it right, Xiao Hai takes the lead in the set. Getting some words from nephew. Definitely thinking about his approach going back in here. Xiao Hai has completely turned this around now.
It feels that way. I feel there's a little bit more reluctancy coming in from the side of Punk as well, but it's been very difficult to gauge what Xiao Hai's up to within the further out ranges of the roundhouse. His fan timing has been ambiguous, and even some of the drive rushes never really expected. Sometimes Punk has been very good at contesting these drive rushes, but it hasn't been the case just yet. Perfect parry, punish counter against the fan all the way through. Wake up button yet again from Xiao Hai, catching the timing against Punk for the counter hit.
I'm glad you brought up how he's changed up his timing. Xiao Hai now drive rushing in behind that fan a lot more, and it's getting him the opportunity to push Punk to the corner and get that momentum. One of the reasons he's got this lead. I like the perfect parry call out though by Punk to try to close that distance. So now Xiao Hai's second guessing the fan. Oof.
The whip punish is there against the roundhouse. The big sweep that we know him for.
Double
swinging. The big whip punish. Get that roundhouse out of here.
Big damage on the board. Punk keeping the frame advantage. Crouch heavy on the wake up. OD uppercut on the side of Xiao Hai. He tries to dash out. Punk doesn't let him. A scramble ensues. He's got 2 bars. That should be it in another round on the board. Set point coming up here for Xiao Hai.
Can we see the same exact results before we got into the playoff scenario? Can he do another 3-1 against Punk in this round alone?
Tries to sneak in the throw. Punk prepared, and he finds a crouch jab. Back to the corner we go. That first game, he's been able to make something happen in the corner. Not so much in these last 2.
Now we get that forward throw. Punk, how do you apply the pressure? You cannot. When he wakes up with the ODDP, Xiao Hai willing to spend it.
Bro, shimmy with the fierce from Xiao Hai has gotten him so much mileage.
Oof.
Ooh.
Give me that roundhouse. Dash up twice.
Oh.
Very neat.
needs to be real careful right now, bro. That's standing fierce. But wait a minute, Punk finds the hit. He's gonna spend it all to get this round, take the momentum back. He knows he can't lose another round. But we're gonna go on to this next one with Xiao Hai sitting at 2 bars, working on 3. Steal set point. Steal set point. Xiao Hai could definitely close this. Punk is not going to give it to him easy, though. And now he's playing even closer so he can kind of read on those fans.
It's all a matter of the spacing, right? Xiao Hai also engaging with that roundhouse. No longer willing to throw that out in terms of, oh my, execution error from the side of Xiao Hai. Punk, he might be running away with it.
Back throw, keeping the fight in the middle of the screen. Xiao Hai not reluctant at all to keep going back to these fans. Punk getting right into that distance, and now you're in the corner. What do you do? He's only got 1 bar, and Xiao Hai's got 3. Another
one. A 4th one will do it, Steve.
Puts himself in the corner, baits out the uppercut. Punk is still alive.
Back-to-back throws for the intimidation. Going in for a possible throw bait with that jump over.
It's all right. Y'all can make noise. Y'all can make some noise out there. It's cool. The games are good.
And more often than not, with that cross of his block, your first intention is he going to try to throw me back into this corner? Is he going to take an action while he comes in with this jumping normal? Hence why Xiao Hai went for the OD reversal.
And I mean, a lot of times it's a bad position to put yourself in the corner intentionally, right? Punk being real confident about it. Xiao Hai gets his perfect parry, fights back to this right-hand side of the screen.
The risk he was willing to take, and it paid off. 2-2, by the way.
And look at that, just getting to this range, a little backdash. He's fishing for that roundhouse quite a bit. Drive rush this time, catches the startup of the fan, back to the corner, left side of the screen. Punk in control, Xiao Hai trying to fight back. Oh my God, the OD dive kick.
Knocking on the door a little bit. Xiao Hai does find a counter hit off his legs. We do get a throw bait. We thought we were going to take him to the corner. No, we're keeping it mid-screen. We got the level 1 activation from Xiao Hai, harassing with the fans temporarily. A couple more, here comes the OD, juggle it up.
Oh, wow, not close enough. Punk in trouble. The next hit could do it. The whip punish. He's got the bar. Breaker legs.
Is he dead? He's deader than dead.
Yo, shout out to Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. One of the GOATs. All right, here we go. Now Punk and FlyQuest with the lead in this set. It's small, but it's there. Punish counter on the knockdown, another throw.
Don't let Jean-Claude Van Damme hear you say that, by the way. I'm sure he'll be very upset. Both good moves. Either way, the dive kick a little bit too shallow. Xiao Hai now with a big punish. Medium kick as well. Just to force Punk back a little bit. That fierce Punk walked right into it.
Bro, big chunk of damage off that light bar for Cammy. Wow, he really tried to scout a fan right there. Okay, backing up.
To do so, right? He does have the enhanced fans. He has 3 more left in the tank. He's allowed to harass with it from closer ranges. The roundhouse does clip. He's ready for the uppercut as well. The meaty, crouching medium punch, Punk not ready for it. He might have tried to either jump or he just wasn't blocked, trying to move on forward. Xiao Hai keeping it tight. Match point yet again for both players now.
Resources looking a little different. Punk just barely at 2 bars. Xiao Hai sitting at 2, working on 3. You gotta watch those perfect parries. You see Xiao Hai second guessing his approach, and the dive kick hit kinda high. Another one, repeat offender. You can go to jail for that, Punk.
And he spent mad bar for it too. Illegal activities. Scared when he don't make no money, Steve. Roundhouse. Counter hit. He gave it a link off of that jab.
Oh, the jump in. The cross up. Gets the hit. Back to the left side of the screen. Punk trying to force a situation from Xiao Hai. He's got 3 bars. That next interaction could be it. FlyQuest Punk cashes out. Level 3 takes out Xiao Hai. The Punk bomb is the 3rd, and now they have the lead in this team battle. You see Punk looking back like, yep, that's what I wanted. What a level 3. And he stood up right in time. Not before the job was done this time.
No, he shook his hand, though. He definitely shook his hand, though. And the crowd, as soon as the hit had landed, everybody in the building knew what was coming. FlyQuest in the lead, 30 points to 10.
And I believe we got the side switch coming up here. Man, that was, look, if I'm FlyQuest, I'm sweating the whole time during that match, bro. I mean, but that's the back and forth we've seen between these 2 players, not only at SFL, but in the regular tournaments that these guys play. And it seemed like the wear and tear for Punk jumping in finally got to Xiao Hai, where he was
Right.
like kind of mistiming his anti-airs as well as questioning when he should do them, and that's when Punk started to snowball, turned into an avalanche, completely wiped out the house on the mountain, and that's how he got the
Damn.
W.
We just built that estate,
We just
too.
built that estate, bro.
That's crazy. You know what's also kind of wild? Saving the best for last. We can talk about that as the replay progresses, but man, the back-to-back OD dive kicks, we'll get into that a little bit sooner. But you started to see Xiao Hai adapt to the movement and the pacing that Punk was trying to set. You saw him run into a ton of fierces,
Yeah.
into big conversions from the side of Xiao Hai. He was rather confident, but man, that last bit of trickery. Again, we talked about saving the best for last, taking that risk, going himself into the corner, and still also maintaining his confidence with the whiff punches, despite being at a pixel towards death.
Bro,
As we get into it, go ahead.
This is why Punk is so good. This is why he is so good, bro. The fact that he was contesting every time. Yeah, he ate a lot of those standing fierces, but guess what happened because of that? He was close enough to continue to get those roundhouses. Those perfect parries became a lot more prominent, and Xiao Hai definitely thought about swinging before he would do it again, and it put him in trouble. And once again, that's 20 points, 30 to 10, like Vicious just told you.